Today I am actually going to share with you, share with you a tool called Empatico. Some of you may have heard about it already. It is kind of a year in existence now, and it is, and I apologize if you are a secondary teacher, it is for kindergarten to fifth grade students. That is the initial intention of the product, but it is going to expand out further as they grow. Really, it is like it says on the side. It's going to connect your classroom and your students to the world. So, how many of you have tried to connect with classes on a mystery Skype or set up a Skype section with different classes, even in the United States or around the world? There's a lot of steps involved with that, where maybe you have to send out like a Twitter message saying who's interested, set up times, and then it's a really involved process. But imagine if kids everywhere could discover what it's like for their to see what their peers are doing across the globe. And that's why the Kind Foundation, so Kind bars, a lot of us are familiar with those. I love them. They're a great snack. They started this mission to create a platform, a learning tool that helps your students navigate their classrooms, community, and the world. They created shared learning experiences that encourage students to explore their similarities and differences with curiosity and kindness. And it is a product that is and will always be free. And I know that is like a major point for teachers. A lot of times we don't have those resources or those funds. The Kind Foundation understands that, and they've made their platform completely free. So how do you get started? Well, step one is to sign up. I'm sorry, I'm seeing some, yes, free is definitely important. Sign up for free. So when you sign up, it's going to ask you to put in your teacher information, so your name, your email address, and it's going to ask you to select some times that work with your schedule. So automatically it's going to give you that calendar that you're going to say what times work for your students and you as a teacher. And then that's when Empatico is going to do the work, and it's going to match you with a teacher, a classroom. It's going to match you up. And then they have a video tool right in their system, and you use that to connect your classrooms. So it is initially in beta last year. It's out of beta, and like I said, it's for students ages 7 to 11, and the teachers can match with one another in the classroom globally, collaborate on standards-based activities. So initially, they only had 4 activities that were set up for the 2 classrooms to work on. They've now expanded to 8, and there are a lot of STEM-based ones now, which I know it is a big area of focus for a lot of schools. So it's an easy way to integrate that STEM component in your curriculum. And then connect with the classroom through a seamless video conference technology. So essentially, it's 3 steps that they have you do. So going to have you prepare students complete these short exercises to prepare them for interaction with their partner classroom and activate prior knowledge on that activity. And then the video conferencing is when they're going to interact. Students will interact with their partner classroom in a live video interaction to discover new ideas and perspectives. And to me, I think that is such an essential concept and focus for so many schools today, is that empowering students to learn about different cultures and be open-minded and really feel empathy for students in their classroom, but for other cultures and for other people around the globe, and to gain a better understanding of different perspectives. And then reflect. Students reflect on the interaction. There's a reflection circle and exercises to make sense of their developing ideas and building community and encourage honest dialogue with one another. Now, these are the 3 steps that Empatico has, but there's nothing stopping you as a teacher to maybe use Flipgrid, like we're doing in this conference, to expand that conversation. So you have that video conference interaction, but you can take that reflection piece and put it in a Flipgrid and have students respond, both of the classrooms responding to their experience, and to continue that connection throughout the year. Also, maybe using some VR field trips through Nearpod or Google Expeditions. So once you get paired with a classroom and you know where they're from, you can take students on that virtual field trip using 360 cities, or like I said, Nearpod or Google Expeditions, to explore their world. So I mentioned this a little bit already. The Empatico activities incorporate insights from child development research to promote deeper learning and foster positive interactions among children from different parts of the world. Each activity is designed by educators to fit seamlessly into your existing curriculum. So you can see more about empatico.org on empatico.org/activities to read activity overviews and download lesson plans. So I'm actually going to share the link. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick to pull up and paste the link to sign up for Empatico right now. So I just put the link in the chat box to take you to the sign up website. Share your screen again so you can see. It should take you here. So did everyone get to this page? And you would click sign up for free. Yes, yeah, I'm excited for it to expand to the older grades, because it really is such an important experience. And then you respond to the various questions. So I'm a teacher who work directly with students, true. My students are 7 to 11 years old, currently, true. I have access to the internet and a computer with a camera in my classroom. My students speak English or can converse in English with some teacher assistance. And then you select the activities that, so you select at least 2 that you want your students to experience right away. And you'll get some pop-ups here from the Empatico support. So you can select some and click next, and then you're going to select some times. And then it's going to ask you to put in information. So if it's something that your school year doesn't start until September, you can select that I'm not ready to be matched now, or I'm creating a test account. And once you're ready, you can put that I'm ready to be matched now once your classrooms are started this school year. And really, it is such an easy process. Once you get this information in, Empatico does all that work. So someone already used that. That's what it was just prompting me with. And then you're going to get an email from Empatico with more information. And then you're taken to the dashboard where you can see what that video platform looks like to run a tech test, to make sure that when you're ready to be matched, you're able to have that proper technology set up using the Empatico platform. You can look at your schedule and edit those, and look at the activities that you selected and update those as well. And it also has a list of various resources, tips for intercultural experiences, because there are really classrooms around the world that have already signed up for Empatico and are joining in on this experience, and some mini lessons to help you get started. So these are, I keep on talking about these activities. So there are 8. Our local landmarks is one of them, where you'll gather cultural, historical, and geographical information about a local landmark in your community. So you will give your students this activity to do before you actually meet with your partner classroom, so they have that information and they can collaborate and share their experience. Everyday energy, this is that great STEM connection where you can learn about different types of energy and discuss with your partner classroom how students around the world use energy at school and at home. I've done this one with actually teachers, festivals around the world at a conference, and it was really fun to just hear about how you explore with a partner class the different ways people come together to honor shared values, culture, and customs through festivals and celebrations. So what's an important festival or celebration in your city that you attend, and just hearing about these different opportunities and what excites you about your city or about something that you do on an annual basis. Really start forming those connections and get students talking and thinking about more than just their little world that they know. Then folk tales to learn from, where they will read 3 unique folk tales and share with their partner class which stories lesson is the most important in your community. Ways we play, discover everyone's favorite way to play, read a story about imaginative play, and discuss similarities and differences in play across communities. I've also done this one with classes, community cartographers, where they identify key features and create a simple map of your school surroundings and prepare to share with your partner class. Helping Hands, how they will explore how students in different places take on responsibilities at home and contribute to their communities. This really opens up students' eyes on what they could be doing to change their immediate community, but also helping other students around the world. And then finally, Weather Out the Window, learn how different communities respond to weather challenges and how weather affects our experiences of the world. So yeah, it seems like it's kind of limited with only 8, but these really expand out and have a lot of themes that you can connect with and really open up the eyes of your students to the world. And as I mentioned before, these activities are grounded in research. Empatico activities incorporate insights from child development research to promote deeper learning. And we did this already. It really is a one-stop shop. So at the beginning, I kind of talked about how some of you may have already tried to do cross-collaboration with classrooms in the United States or around the world, and it is a lot of steps that you need to take, where it's maybe sending out an email, trying to make those connections, choosing the platform, choosing what activity you're going to do, and really it's one-stop shop with Empatico. It's giving you all of those steps in one seamless product and platform. And I think that is something is all precious to us as teachers, is time. How am I going to do this? There's so many steps involved when with a tool like this. Empatico is doing a lot of that time and work for you, so your students can have that experience. And we kind of looked at this already, a list of skills that students can practice during Empatico experiences, which is really important, some teacher tips, some classroom setup tips, and a letter to share with parents with information about Empatico and student privacy and safety policies. And I know that's something as an ed tech supervisor, I'm very meticulous and concerned with, is student privacy and safety policies. With Empatico, your students don't sign up for accounts. Their information is protected. They don't have to, they're not creating accounts at all. It is a very safe tool. And really, like I said, it's these 6 easy steps during that sign up process, and you get matched, and the experiences is going to have a profound impact on your learners and help them grow and learn. Some example of teacher resources guiding students through intercultural experience that you might see when you click that resource tab. So if this happens, if a student says something negative about a custom they're not used to, it has some guiding support that you may not typically experience it in your classroom, because their students are familiar with one another. So you may need to use these teacher resources Empatico provides to help you and encourage your students to take on different perspectives. And this is a quote that I wanted to end on. I know I'm a little early, but I wanted to give you time to discuss and ask me questions. It was a teacher class exchange after their Empatico experience. And it says, do you feel more empowered as students? And the class in unison responded yes. And a student in particular said, because our ideas are going to be shared with other kids far away from here. So that's when students they get excited, and they're motivated to learn more, because they know they're going to be heard, and they're going to be heard by peers from countries and places that they may never have heard of, and they get to gain that new perspective and share and grow with other students. Any questions? How many of you have heard of Empatico previous to this? So it's out of beta now. So it's been a year out, so it's no longer in beta. I know it mentioned that in the slide, but yes, and there is a hope to expand to additional grade levels. So there is a lot in the US, but it is really, let me look at those specific numbers, because it is quite expanded out. So as of early 2018, they had more than 17,000 classrooms registered across more than 55 countries and territories. And their goal by the year 2020, their goal, and by the year 2020, they want 1 million students connected. and I'm sorry, 1,700 classes. I didn't mean to say 17,000. Any questions about the tool? Any concerns? So in my school, a lot of our teachers, our elementary teachers, are using the platform. We kind of had one at each grade level be like the pilot group this year. And now really all teachers at our elementary grade levels are signing up because they want, and the other students are talking about how their experience. So they want to give their students a chance to learn. Really give your students a chance to, and the question was, if this recorded, what advice do I have for teachers who want to use this in their classrooms? Don't be afraid, and maybe you're not as tech savvy. It is a really seamless product. You just click one button to launch that video, and your classes are connected. Make sure you give your students the activity well enough in advance so they really can have a lot to share. It's not like a night before that you'll give them that activity to research. Some of them are really involved where they're exploring a local landmark by their home and providing the partner classroom the information that they learned. So you want to have your students feel comfortable enough and have enough information that they're excited to share. So some just keep it, and I do have a Twitter handle. It's my first and last name, Courtney Kofeldt. I just typed it in the chat box. Some just do that initial session. As I mentioned during the presentation, many utilize platforms like Flipgrid to continue that discussion and partnership. You can also set up more times. So that's really on you as a classroom. So it's not a set thing that you have to continue that connection. You can set up new sessions as well with other classrooms. But many continue that connection with tools like Flipgrid. So it's actually built in. So based on that schedule that you select, it's going to partner with a class set and make sure the time zones are connecting properly. So Empatico does that work with time zones. And this is also my email address if after, yes, that is extremely helpful. So right now they just have 2 classrooms using it at once. That might be something that they expand out. I believe you do have that capability, but the way it's set up, it's just two classrooms right now at once. But something at your school, you may invite the other classroom. Maybe you are a grade level team. You may just ask to step into your classroom the other students that are if you have enough space and area in your classroom to join in. Any final thoughts? Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you. It is really something that I find so important, sparking empathy and giving your students this opportunity to learn from different perspectives. I think it can be world changing. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of the little bit of the conference that's left.